You know, when it comes to insulating a wall in a loft, in a barn in the middle of nowhere, I'm using the BTN approach. It's a very scientific term, means better than nothing. This is not going to be a perfect insulation installation. This is going to be better than nothing. Right now I'm just filling in the big cracks, the big gaps. There's a few places where I can see daylight through the boards, between the boards, that sort of thing. So I just want to make sure that I keep the bugs out of that area, in this area, more than anything. So before I start rolling out the pink stuff, I'm going to finish up this caulking and spray foaming really quickly. Then we can be on our way. Holy cow. I guess the only thing to ask yourself is, what's more exciting, insulation or sanding? It's kind of a sticky subject. Let's be good land stewards today. Let's do some tree trimming. I would guess we have 50 to 75 trees to trim. And when I say trim, all we're going to do is start on the ground and work our way up. In this situation, I'm only going to take off that which is touching the ground, really, because this row right here would be probably too much to take off that tree. The experts say don't take anything more than 25 to 30% of all the foliage off of the tree at one time. So in another couple years, I'll probably come back and take this row off. Which, in case you didn't know, each row of branches represents 1 year of growth. So a tree this old, it's really easy to figure out how old it is. So you just sit back and relax and enjoy the show. I'll try to set you up in a position where you're looking at something other than a rock. Maybe the view. I have my push-pull saw. It's kind of a limb saw, sort of saw, whatever you call that blade. Teeth go straight up and down, so it cuts in either direction. And then a side cutter, side pruner. These are very nice. So I'm just going to start with this tree right here, and then I'll probably head back to the other side of the bunkhouse, get those two trees over there, and then come back and just kind of work our way farther and farther away from the main cabin here. Are you excited? I think I gotta take this coat off. It's warming up. And the fact that it's warming up is one reason why I can't wait to do this any longer. The sap in these trees are just starting to run. I can see that the nubbins, the new growth, it's been getting bigger in the last couple of weeks, so I gotta get this done. They say not to do this any later than late spring. Well, we are in 9 days into spring right now. I wouldn't want to do it much later, because once that sap really starts flowing, then you can risk injuring the trees for disease and that sort of a thing. So this will take no time at all. I see one branch needs a saw, one needs a side pruner. I don't know if you saw what I just did there. I took the saw and I cut on the underside of the branch, because when the branch falls, if you start on top, you have a good chance of this branch breaking and then peeling what's underneath, and it can strip down into the base of the tree, and that's no good for the tree. Almost all the time, I think it's necessary to put an undercut in it, if you're not using a pruner, of course. I have one more branch and that's it. So you always want to leave the crown. It's kind of the rounded part that this grows out of. You want to leave that on the tree and try not to cut that. I'm no expert on pine trees or anything like that, but in the 20 years since we've owned this property, I've learned quite a bit. There's a hidden branch under there I didn't even know existed. 2 of them. And another. So these branches were underneath all these dead needles. Three more little branches that I didn't know existed. I'm happy with that. Like I said, in a couple years, we'll take this row off and it'll be good to go. So 9 years ago, exactly the end of March, after the fire came through, we planted that tree right there. Just a seedling at the time, dug a hole, put some water in there, and forgot about it. And that was basically all the care the trees received. This one did phenomenal. This is our biggest success story. It's our best tree. So I'm gonna take off the bottom, probably 3 feet. So this is gonna look better. So I'm gonna do this in real time with one hand, and I'm gonna hold the camera with the other because I forgot my head strap thingy. So this will be interesting, but here's what it looks like in real time. Okay, they look a lot better. I'm happy about that. I know the grass is still within reach, but there's not much we can do about those smaller trees. So from here on out, I think I'll speed this up for you because there's only so much tree trimming you can watch in one sitting. Correct me if I'm wrong. If there's anything interesting that I discover, I'll certainly interject it. You know, I should put a warning on this segment. Warning! This video may cause drowsiness. Oh, it won't be bad. I mean, you can get up if you want, make yourself a coffee, just leave the video running. I'm sure it'll be fine. So wall insulation. I don't even know for sure what the code requirements are. I will eventually. I'm using a combination of leftover insulation. This happens to be R19. It's meant for 6.5 inch or 5.5 inch spaces, which is what we have, 2x6 construction. I also have some leftover R21. All of it's craft face, and I think I'll staple the flanges, the little flaps. I think I'll staple those in between the studs. Have my uniform on. Serious business from this point forward. So in case I lose you in this upcoming section, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing and liking. And we'll see you next week for hopefully something more fun. But if you're one of those diehards that are going to stick through this, I'll just talk to you later. Hey, you want to see me do my ventriloquist imitation? Now, isn't this a lot more fun than installing insulation? Exactly. Okay, I have just a few more I'm going to prune by hand, and then I'm going to get the chainsaw out and cut a couple of those big limbs off, the low ones, get that up there another 2-3 feet at least. That one's plenty tall for that. So get rid of those low hanging branches, and then the one way up there by the gate, I'm going to take care of that one as well. So we're almost there. Man, what a day. Okay, we're back at it again this morning. I didn't have a chance to wrap things up yesterday. I had a visitor stop by. My wife, Karen, came and visited me. She drove 6 hours from the coast just to visit me for a few days while I was slaving away. So what a surprise. So let's finish up this insulation once and for all. I'm guessing we have about an hour's left worth of work. One end wall and then part of another. So we're at least 3/4 of the way finished. Just have this little section right here on this wall, and then the lower part of this end wall, and we're finished up. Oh, speaking of this end wall, I had mentioned several videos ago that I had to button up my wiring in here. And do you remember when I had to take the wire from this fixture and fish it through this plywood up here? I drilled a hole. Well, as it turns out, didn't have to do that at all. Here's what I did. So this light bulb was switched downstairs on the wall, kind of a hallway light, if you will. That's what it's become anyway. So I disconnected that wire between that bulb and that bulb that was originally here. All I did was steal the power from that outlet right there, which is the very end of that line. I just took it and extended it up to the switch, ran a new line, actually wired a new fixture right here and then connected to the old fixture over there. So that was a pretty easy undertaking. No extra circuits or anything like that, so that was good. Eventually I'll get different light fixtures up here after I do the ceiling, and we'll be good to go. I'm starting to feel like Mr. Rogers. I'm changing clothes every time you see me. Well, if you think this is no fun for you, imagine being me. Alrighty. This is it. Once this episode is over, I promise I will not have any more insulation on video ever for at least a week and a half. Let's get to work. Okay, that's it. No more insulation for that loft. Thank goodness. Okay, fine. I'll finish this up by myself. I'm not going to make you watch it. That's how nice of a guy I am. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Life on the Moose. I really appreciate it. I think I'm going to go do something fun with my wife. Maybe have a date at the landfill. Yeah, we have to run to the dump. Nothing says I love you like, let's go to the dump, honey. Hey, come back next week. I think we're going to still be working on the barn. Or something fun. I hope to see your smiling faces. In the meantime, you take care of yourself. Take care of anyone that happens to be around you. I'll see you soon.